Hello, this is Anthony Scher signing in on NBC Nightly News, and I'm here to talk to you about Mrs. Morris's Intro to Business class. Mrs. Morris's business class has recently been recognized for being the best business class in all of Washington State. I have recently taken this course, so I'm here to tell you about the top 10 takeaways I had from her class. One of the main things I learned was about the business eras and how they've evolved over time. The first era was the agriculture era, which was in the pre-1700s. Due to drought, it changed to the Industrial Revolution, which lasted between the 1700s and the 1800s. Due to ambition and greed, it changed to the entrepreneurship era, which took place during the mid-1800s. Due to the government getting involved, it switched to the production era, which took place during the early 1900s. And due to opportunity, it switched to the marketing era, which was from the mid-1900s to the late 1900s. And due to stuff being cheaper, it changed to the relationship era, which took place during the 2000s. Then due to customers wanting more of an experience, it's changed to the experience era, which was from the 2015 through current. The second thing I've learned is about the standard of living. The definition of standard of living is the degree of wealth and material comfort available to a person or community. Standard of living can make or break your life. If you have a bad standard of living, it will not be able to provide the necessary things for you and your family. If your standard of living is decreased, then this automatically decreases your quality of life as well, because you cannot afford to buy things like makeup, toothpaste, shampoo, etc. for you and your family. If this happens, you often find yourself feeling stressed and less confident in yourself. Number 3, GDP. I've learned about how GDP affects the standard of living. The definition of GDP is the total market value of all finished goods and services produced in a nation in 1 year. If your nation has a low GDP, then there will be a lot less money flow through your nation, which means that most likely you will not have as much money. Also, if your nation has a higher GDP, then there will be a lot of money flow through your nation. And if you have more money in your pocket, then this often means your standard of living will directly increase because you have more money to purchase the necessities for you and your family. 4, I've learned about business communication skills. Communication is defined as transition between a sender and a recipient. The communication barriers include physical, language, body language, perceptual, organizational, and cultural. Communication channels include texting, memos, reports, email, voicemail, and telephone calls. Some ways to communicate effectively are analyzing the audience, also understanding their expectations, their education level, and their professional background. Always be concise, avoid slang and bias, and use your active voice. 5, entrepreneur's mindset is another skill I've learned in business class. Entrepreneurs aim to change the world through goods and services. Some characteristics of a good entrepreneur is vision, self-reliance, energy, and confidence. An entrepreneur should always have an internal locus of control, which means that they should have a sense that they're responsible for whatever happens in his or her life. 6, I've learned about accounting. Accounting is defined as the process of keeping track of a business's finances. Accounting includes logging financial transactions, running reports based on transactions, and interpreting the reports to understand a company's worth. Types of reports that businesses use include a balance sheet, income statement, capital statement, and cash flows. Accounting shows how much money the company has and how much the company owes others. The accounting equation is assets minus liabilities equals owner's equity. 7, I've learned about economics. Economics is based on scarcity, and because of scarcity, we have to base it on 3 different questions, being what do we produce, who gets it and how is it distributed, and who decides. Number 8, I've learned a lot about investing as well. There are both assets and liquids in investing. An asset is anything that has monetary value. A liquid is something that can be converted to cash. Long-term investment can be very risky. You usually invest in a stock, and a stock is defined as a piece of ownership in a company. I've also learned a lot about interviews. A good thing in an interview is to have eye contact, good posture, self-confidence, and act professional. Always bring your business letter, your cover letter, and your business card, and your resume. And always make sure to greet them and shake their hand. Additionally, I've learned about the stock market. A stock is known about an ownership in a company, and when you buy a stock, it means you're hoping in them. Thank you, and this is Anthony Scher signing off on NBC News.